I know what you're thinking. What a mess you've gotten yourself into. No worries though, I know of a way out. You just have to remember. Here, the first one's on me. Ain't you got to be somewhere? All neatly parked, ready to leave or to make this your home. Not enough space. Why are you holding on to these? Struggle? You don't mean me now, do you? Do you remember this? A small bird will drop frozen dead from above without ever having felt sorry for itself. Well, one thing, have you felt sorry? Could you? Shh, it's about to start. Time to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the most sapient of the specimen. One might be tempted to add, well read even, a dazzling display of creativity. That wasn't your doing, was it? But I sidetracked. And whilst it is most true that he fails to discern between then and now, the local surveillance system, outpost abandoned, unthinkable. A window to another world, a gripping view. That is merely because that's not the know-how that he, pragmatically, if anything, deems useful in day-to-day life that he, ideally, of course, would one day lead. It's not all bad. Cherish these moments. Sapient, for he devoured nigh every book, all while not feeling peckish in the slightest. The end of the line. Why should I be afraid? After all, a doctor's appetite's supposed to be satisfied, albeit paradoxically, a doctor ought to insatiably hunger for knowledge. To conquer our own expectations, or, in the most sorry of cases, someone else's. See? Trivial stuff. You can hear it too, right? this song in every passing moment. What? This was supposed to be locked away. Now you shouldn't concern yourself with such trifling matters. No point in remembering this as much, I will tell you. You don't need it. Pointless fucking package.
I'm afraid. I'm right before you, and the only thing that creeps into my tongue is, I'm afraid. Is there a reason? Should I truthfully consider fight and flight? No, I suppose not. And yet, the isolated thought that haunts me, this noise masquerading as calm, is, I'm afraid. Oftentimes I find myself struggling to remember just of what volatile things.
Feels empty. You wouldn't know one thing about it.
Of what? I'm afraid of faces, of each and every grimace, of thoughts behind them and those yet to come the right time. I'm afraid to speak up about what's on my mind. Most amusing, how easily I can convince myself I don't deserve to be heard.
Time in a bottle, give or take. It's hard to imagine anyone reading here. Already inside. Seems like closing time. Tucked away between memories, just like the truth is.
I'm afraid of listening, of what I might hear, and yet here I am, just as paralyzed in the face of your silence. I'm afraid of intimacy, as easily as it comes. It's bound to fizzle out, yet don't I deserve to be heard? No. And I know it comes off as silly, but I'm afraid to look in the mirror, by the thought that the only eyes admit they would wish me. Someone once said that our oddities are what makes us unique. I'm unsure if that's true. I don't think I ever wanted to be unique. I never asked for it. I'm afraid of asking.
Mistakes were made, bridges burned.
Someone once said that our oddities are what makes us unique. Do you know what's truly odd? I'm not afraid of what I'm saying, but of what you'll hear.
Your eyes betray your intent, boy. How could you ever dream of becoming an actor if counting on your ideal self through the teeth?
Fucking voyeur. I don't know what you were thinking. Just couldn't let it be, eh? lazy or uninspired, bland and forgettable. I've been looking at the past, telling myself it's too late for me to be a part of it. Are you happy? I keep wondering what I look like. There's mirrors, cameras, lousy photographs, mementos, developed or otherwise. There's no use talking of them. Never been a fan. And the feeling's mutual, it seems. As if out of spite, they never show me what I'd like. They never sleep. Their faces long lost behind the rain. So I keep wondering what I look like. Not in the strictly physical sense, bodily, tangible sense, real. That's a never-ending story in its own right, to which I have just as many reservations, questions, claims. But to stay on point, that's a never-ending story for another time. It's getting awfully cold. Let's head back inside. I keep wondering what I look like, that nobody's seen right through me. I keep wondering as I'm rather honest in laying out my flaws. Take a moment to try and feel comfortable in your own skin. Yet I'm left waiting for the punchline that must come with each illusion of brotherly love bestowed upon me. I keep wondering because I fail to believe in dumb luck or good intentions. I fail to believe that one gets to know me and then says, I want more. No, a conscious word choice as it leaves enough space for interpretation. It's imperative to conjure up a scenario that assumes the subjective nature of truth. That there are no selfless relations, no friendships void of transactions. These don't make you feel better. They make you feel worse for skipping a dose. That there are no reasons for which I deserve to once again end up in a situation where I admit to believing in human decency, which I believe to be best spent without me kept in mind. It's imperative to conjure up a scenario that assumes the objective nature of truth, that I am nobody worth mentioning. The objective nature of truth wherein the only constant states that if one accepts me, then one doesn't know me well enough. And if one thinks otherwise, that merely means that I am two-faced for having deceived them. I keep wondering, there's mirrors, but what's the point if I know well enough that in them I'll see a fraud? Speaking of conquest, scrap the rest, here's a man, a proper bloke. Sturdier and stouter than most other folk. And he ain't soft. See the scars drawn across his chest? Akin to stars in the night skies that bear witness to his authority. Son of Mars, subjugator of the sun, all that cross him shall die and fade into obscurity, forever cursing his godly shine. What? I called him a man? My bad. More like a force of nature he is. Less contrived than unbound chaos. An inspiration to all of us. We all forgot to take matters into our own hands. But not him, did he? Oh no, he's got more than enough strength to spend righting every wrong that he sees fit. He's a state of constant warfare in it. And he's the dealer of death and the architect of destruction. Who will, and don't take this lightly, with his own hands see to it that after the dust settles, after all but him fall, the world's rebuilt in the image of his own beauty. The nightmares have been getting worse, but I manage. Discarded ideas. One of these days you should probably go through it. There is no new poetry. There is no new poetry. There are no new poems. There's only ideas. Stolen, inherited, borrowed, upon which we, in our heads, in our ignorance, grant precedence. What precedes the other? The chicken, the egg, the omelette, a breakfast show. Now show what precedes the other. Unwittingly picked up words or consciously ripped off phrases. Now for a lesson in human psychology. We tear up when someone cries. We shout upon registering a sudden spike in decibels. And don't collectively sigh when I chalk it up to mirror neurons. After all, who cares? I'll instead restate, there are no new feelings. There are only transplants from pop culture. If we so desperately want to see what we feel as unique, bearing our own label, we wish to see ourselves as the world's first honest poet, the world's first and only poet. Andrei Tarkovsky once said that a single book read by 1,000 people makes up for 1,000 different titles. But does the same sting in the heart burn all that differently in 1,000 chests? Out of reach, out of mind. So what if
Aging plus a typewriter plus an unlimited amount of time
is bound to yield a string of words making at least as much sense as the ones you're hearing now? Let's look at it this way. What is poetry, if not a photograph immortalized by the soul? We are dipping words in our hearts, developing emotions. And thus, as the common Smyrna 8M manufactured the record-breaking number will only ever capture a set number of frames, of which all had existed long prior to the shutter closing. A common soul, also representative of a record-breaking population, will only ever feel. Nowhere to go to. There are no new points. Will I ever be more honest? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Hello? Are you coming home? Is all said and done? Okay, who spots the land's virtues and repents for its misdoings? Each passing day, month, year, his heart languishes the same, and just the same it meant to go through it all once again. It's human to be imperfect, bro. Seldom do I feel human anymore. No respite for you, not here. Lest it stops dead, lest it forgets his name, lest it beats one last time, carried on water. Surrounding the lone, wistful isle, where forever lies he, the artisan. Lest it beats one last time, and all shall think, was that heartbeat mine? Images, pictures, they're fucking everywhere. You just have to look. That's how I'll begin and that's how I'll finish. Ever since I was a wee kid, I wanted to grow a mustache. And it's not like my father used to have one. More so, no figure, historical or otherwise, comes to mind that would bear the guilt for planting this obsession in my psyche. Anyway, would you care to snap a photo of the sky real quick? Would that nicely do the rest? Perhaps this will explain it better. You sway, deep into your stupor. Okay, there's no pristache, no original horseshoe, not one mustache patient zero, nor a handlebar archetype, not even a pencil-thin prototype. There's nothing that might serve as the genesis of my awe. Only a single thought that, as it tends to happen, blossomed on its own. Eureka or whatever. Material things are left behind. Memories will wash up with time. Ever since I was a wee kid, I wanted to grow a mustache. Perhaps to serve as evidence of my manliness. And men are strong. I've always wanted to be strong, to achieve everything, and men are strong. After all, what great strength is required to force a mass exodus of hair bulbs from the top of the head to just above the lips? Sure, in my case, it might have gone a bit overboard, but I'd like to deny at least some satisfaction. Some. For men, there are no words like some. And I am a man. So some satisfaction comes off as hypocritical. Some. No, a man is not molded by sums. Men, a proud word for a proud being, for whom there is only absolutes. No sums, a bits don't knows, don't know. Done? No. I decided this is best left for women. There is no place for it in the manly arsenal of eternal feelings, which arsenal is ideally to be just like a mustache, and keep that to yourself, trimmed nicely as to not get stained by steak sauce, cheap vodka or tears. The cardboard soaked in grey water. Anyway, tears. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Step into the mall. Just don't look too closely, please. Men are strong, as it takes strength to be proud, and those proud don't shed tears. And I am a man, and I am strong, and I am proud, and I don't shed tears. Ever since I was a wee kid, I wanted to grow a mustache. That's how I'll begin, and that's how I'll finish. Ladies, gentlemen, before you is an actor, a veteran of the life stage. And even though he braved the life into many roles, an actor among them is not. Yeah, you do remember after all. You're ready. You may open the door. Just give me a second before I'm gone. And so it begins. Or ends? I stopped keeping track. Anyway, you've never been more prepared to face the outside, knowing what you'll encounter. After all, this is a story regarding never-ending struggle.